before August rolls around, I have time. I have one more day to give you a July garden tour. So let's take a look at what's happening in the community garden. I have successfully grown tons of squash in this raised bed. These squash seeds were given to me by a friend, and we learned after harvesting several of them that they'd cross-pollinated with another squash, and so we didn't get the pretty patty pan shape that we like, but they taste really good. I've also been able to harvest lots of these spoon tomatoes. They're really tiny and they're hard to see, and they're more fun than anything because they're so tiny you can hardly taste them, but I've been dropping them in salads and they do really well. This plant is recovering really well. It was attacked by kudzu bugs because I had beans in this grow bag with the tomato, and the kudzu came out and they were on a warpath and they really chewed this up, sucked out a lot of the life of it. And so I've just kind of gone in, and where I can, I've removed some of the dead branches and parts, and it's recovering well, and it's continuing to give me spoon tomatoes. I'm really just kind of letting the garden do its thing. This is a huge watermelon patch. I have tons of watermelon that are growing everywhere. They're on this trellis, they're on that crate, there's some in the back there. Just everywhere that you look in this watermelon patch, I have watermelon growing. And primarily I planted 3 seeds. So this entire patch is just 3 watermelon seeds from last year that have come back. Now over here in this grow bag, I have sweet baby watermelon. We'll see how they do. Not really seeing a whole lot happening right now, but I think I have 2, which would be fine. This is my first time doing watermelon in a grow bag. This is my first time with that particular type of watermelon. So, you know, I'll learn. We'll live and we learn. Over here, I started cucumber after I had to pull that big, pretty cucumber vine up, and something has come in and eaten one of the cucumber down to the little nub here. So I'm gonna come check this, make sure I don't see whatever it is, and if I don't, then I will just go ahead and close this and put some netting over it to see if I can protect that. Over here, another watermelon just growing off the vine, and this is a red okra plant that's really trying to hang in there, and green okra, it's trying to hang in there. It's struggling. We have gotten non-stop rain for almost 2 weeks, and and when you look at these bags, they look dry, but we've gotten a lot of rain. Here is my lush sweet potato patch. I've been harvesting sweet potato leaves and eating them. Try to get out of the sun there. And eating them and looking forward to the sweet potatoes. I'm actually going to get one more crop of sweet potatoes in this year. This is my Malabar spinach, which the verdict is still out. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this in the garden. I eat it, but I don't love it. And so I'm not eating enough to keep up with the production of it. And it is very prolific. It just takes over. So I have this vining. You can't even see the trellis any longer. But it is massive and it's beautiful. But I just don't really love the taste. It's kind of waxy, so I don't love it that much. In here is my comfrey. Maybe hard to see right now because it's being taken over by sweet potato leaves, but there is comfrey in there. And over here, more watermelon. Like I said, this is just a huge watermelon patch right now, and a little more of that spinach. I can't wait to harvest my first watermelon. I think I'll be doing that in the next couple of days. There's some under there as well. It's just my corner, my little utility corner with my stuff. And then look at the zinnia. Beautiful, right? I've been coming through here and just kind of clipping it to keep it out of the walkway because we're not allowed to have anything in the walkway. But really keeping these for the pollinators because they absolutely love the zinnia. Right? And they're huge, they're tall. They're almost as tall as I am, and I'm almost 6 feet tall. I'm 5'9". And they are really, really tall and beautiful. And then if we come over here, I don't have anything in the tower right now except some herbs and leftover strawberry because I can't really get to it. So I have not been taking care of the towers. So I'll keep that in mind for next year. Over here, I finally have some peppers. No idea what peppers they are. Remember, I planted peppers and then they kind of moved a little bit. So I don't know, but I do see where you may not be able to see it from the back, but in the front you can see some peppers are coming. So someone told me I can clip these leaves down and that might encourage the peppers to grow faster. So I may do that. These bugs have been the death of me. They suck the life out of everything in your garden. And I've been just trying to catch them by hand and throw them in soapy water when I'm here, but they're just horrible. Here's my blackberry bush. I've just kind of grabbed it and trellised it the best way that I can. It's not really producing much anymore. It's pretty much done. But from time to time, I'll grab a couple of blackberries off of the bush. Walking around, here's Tomato Alley, and we have some cherry tomatoes here. We've got some purple basil. This was that rescue tomato plant. If you've been watching me, you remember this was just a little tiny plant, and now it's giving me, I'm harvesting huge tomatoes all the time. This is that heirloom tomato that I planted in my office from seed, that I just got from a regular grocery store. It wasn't organic or anything. I've only had a couple of these. They struggle to get ripe on the vine, so I've learned to kind of take them off before they get too ugly, because they'll start bursting and things like that. So I take them off, and as soon as they start to blush, and let them ripen on the counter. But there are lots of them in there. Little bird bath where I'm sitting some pieces of a tomato plant that broke, and I am going to replant that, but for now that's just sitting there. And then I'm giving my zucchini one more try. This time I'm going to put it in the grow bag. I got a lot of zucchini, and then a vine board took it out, so I pulled it up. But I want to get one more harvest of zucchini, so I have that in there. It's kind of everything that's happening at the garden right now. If we walk in here, you'll see this is where I pulled that zucchini up, this spot right here. And I'm just leaving that for now. I'm not gonna plant anything else right there right now. When the watermelon starts to die back, this will be a spot that I start to put my green in, like my cabbage and stuff like that. But for now, I'm just gonna leave this. This gives me an area that I can kind of walk in. I have been able to harvest a few of these bunch onions, and I did pick one little piece of celery, but I did pick one little piece of celery, but it's super thin, so I haven't done a whole lot with the celery. But that's in there. That's celery that I'm regrowing. So what I'm really excited about are the watermelon, of course. Those are coming in, and I can't wait to get some peppers. So those are starting to come in. Other things that started to slow down, oh well, tomatoes, I'm just getting tomatoes and tons of squash. And everything else is kind of slowing down just because of space, and because it's time to start thinking about the fall garden. My project today is to get these weeds up before our weed walk, which starts tomorrow. So I'm gonna come through, rake. It's 90 something degrees, so it's really hot. So I have my umbrella up. Just gonna try to rake these weeds up, walk through the garden, and anywhere I see where weeds are kind of poking out, I'll grab those, and then I'm headed home. So thanks for watching Of Land and Leaf. I'm hoping that you're enjoying the journey. This has been a very interesting gardening year. I've battled more pests this year than I ever have in the past. Don't know exactly what that means. I am rotating crops. I'm not planting things in the same space every season because I know that can cause, pest issues. I am organic, and so I am trying to do some companion planting and things like that, but mostly I'm just planting enough that I can enjoy. Bugs can get a little bit, and we can coexist. That's the goal. It's super hot out here, so I want to get to work so that I can get home. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for another episode of Land and Leaf. Happy gardening.